Centennial got the win 5-1 in Las Cruces. Doubleheader today. Centennial coming into today's matchup at 11-0, unbeaten on the year. The Lady Tigers are 9-3 on the season. Of course, Centennial 1-0 in district, and Alamogordo is 0-1 in district play as well. So, wish I could get that wind not quite as bad here for you guys. Gotta lean back a little bit. I can hear it in my ears really bad, but regardless, this was the series the last couple of years that, essentially would determine how district was going to turn out. And I'm not sure that's quite going to be the case this year because I think the rest of the district has taken a step closer to Alamogordo and Centennial, that being Cruces and Mayfield and Oregon Mountain and Gadsden. So I think there's some opportunities to drop some games outside of the series for these two teams because I believe the last 2 years, maybe 3 years as a matter of fact, Alamo's only losses in district were to Centennial and vice versa. Just been one of those things that these two programs have been the top of the district over the last couple of years. And I think they're probably still the two best teams in the district, but, it seems like the rest of the district is going to be a little bit better overall. So we'll see how that plays out over the next 2 games and how it goes over the next 12 as we head through the remainder of district play. Alamogordo is going to be back at home on Monday against Oregon Mountain. And the first round of district play, Oregon Mountain beat Gadsden 3-0, and I believe Mayfield beat Las Cruces 10-0 was the final score there. So both teams continuing through their warm-ups right now, and we'll get ready for the first pitch, looks like in about 12 minutes. Hey, this is the Otero Federal Credit Union pregame show. Thanks to OFCU for bringing us pregame, postgame, and we'll probably do midgame break will be brought to you by OFCU today as well. If you are planning on making it out to Grady Fields today, make sure you bring a jacket, maybe a blanket. Didn't think it was supposed to be this windy today. It's not horrendous, but because it's not especially warm and the sun is sort of breaking in and out of the clouds, it's not especially comfortable out here. So a hat would be good. Maybe a knit cap of some kind might help you out a little bit because it'll be kind of blowing right in your face most likely. So just be aware of that if you are planning on attending today's games. All right, we're going to take our first commercial break. We'll return here to Grady Fields, Lady Tiger fast pitch, getting ready to face off against Centennial as these two teams finish up their season series today with a doubleheader. More Otero Credit Union pregame coming up after this.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Did you know that First National Bank is the only locally owned and operated bank in Otero County? This is Deborah Romero, President and CEO of First National Bank. Our associates are the best. Not only do they provide great customer service, but they also serve in various roles with organizations in our community. They help at schools and even raise money for scholarships at NMSUA. Does your out-of-state bank or credit union care about our community like we do? Come see our friendly and knowledgeable associates today.
First National Bank, member FDIC.
The Winter Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winter Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winter Circle, 1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Join the fantastic team at Ochoa Stucco. Full-time positions, on-the-job training, and competitive pay. Start a career in construction. Message Ochoa Stucco on Facebook or call 575-442-6745 to schedule an interview.
Join Stand Up to Cancer and Jazz Pharmaceuticals to raise awareness of small cell lung cancer and accelerate the pace of research. Ask your healthcare provider about screening options that might be right for you or a loved one. Visit standuptocancer.org/lung to learn more.
Join OFCU for America Saves. April 7th through the 11th. Vehicle purchases or non-OFC refinance vehicles as low as 4.99% APR with no payments for 90 days. Personal loans as low as 7.99% APR. Apply online at OteroFCU.org. Limited time offer. New purchases or non-OFC refinance loans. All loans are subject to credit approval. Not all will qualify for lowest rate. Other restrictions may apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. Welcome back here to the Lady Tiger Fast Pitch Complex. We're getting ready for Alamogordo softball as they get ready to face off against Centennial. We mentioned Centennial coming into the matchup at 11-0 on the year. Picked up wins over Farmington early in the year, also Piedra Vista. That was back on the 7th of March. And then wins over Lovington and Volcano Vista. All of that at a tournament. It might have been in the Las Cruces tournament. Swept West Mesa in a doubleheader on the road. Also swept Carlsbad 3-2 and 15-6. They did that at home. They would beat Deming 15-0, Riverside 17-7 in their two most recent games, which were back on Friday and Saturday of last week before they played Alamogordo on Monday. And that, of course, was a 5-1 victory for the Lady Hawks in that matchup. So 11-0 on the season, and I guess they didn't play a full 11 in the non-district year. I don't know if they got one that was canceled in there, but they will face off against the Lady Tigers today. And of course, I think we've only done one broadcast of Alamogordo Lady Tiger Fast Pitch because they've only played one home game this year. But they've had a very busy out-of-town schedule. They beat Silver back on the 11th of March. Would beat Los Lunas 4-1. That was the game that we covered. Then they would beat Los Lunas again over the Artesia tournament 5-0. They would top Bernalillo 9-8. They would lose a close one to Artesia 3-2, the final there. They beat Cobre 3-2 to finish up the Artesia tournament. And then a win over Hobbs to start things up at the Rio Rancho tourney. They would then top Farmington 7-4, Sandia 8-2, Carlsbad 9-7. Would lose in the championship game of that tournament to La Cueva 6-2. And then, as we've mentioned multiple times, they lost the district opener to Centennial on Monday, 5-1, the final score. So it's been a really good season for the Lady Tigers. They've lost a one-run game, a four-run game to La Cueva, a four-run game to Centennial. Centennial's number 1 in the state. La Cueva's number 2 in the state. I'm not sure where Artesia. I think Artesia's number 2 in 4A right now. So, I mean, obviously they're playing some really good softball as well. And the Lady Tigers continue to play top competition in their non-district season. It gets them ready for, obviously, district. And, this looks like right now the best district in the state of New Mexico this year. They've got, so many quality teams in the, from top to bottom. And, I don't think anybody's, I would say, bad this year. I would say everybody's pretty solid, and there's some great teams in this mix. And it's going to be fun to see not only how the district season pans out, but, once we get to the playoffs, how many of the teams make it and, what kind of run they can go on at state. I think it's going to be a very intriguing year to watch all of that. You're listening to the Otero Federal Credit Union pregame show, getting ready for some softball. I think I just saw the umpires make their way out onto the field. So probably going to get the discussion between the coaches, and we'll be getting ready here in about 5 minutes to get this one underway. We'll also have, I'm sure, national anthem, starting lineups, all that good stuff prior to the start of today's game. The Lady Tigers play today, and then we mentioned on Monday they'll be back at home when they take on Oregon Mountain. So we look forward to bringing you that game as well. Let's see. Do you want to mention yesterday, Alamogordo baseball, they were swept in their doubleheader against Centennial. They lost 15-1 in the first game, and then in 9 innings they lost 4-3 in game number 2. So played very well in the second game, but just couldn't quite hold on. So the Tigers will be on the road coming up on Monday as they face off against Oregon Mountain, and then on Thursday they'll be back at home, and of course we'll bring you those games here on Alamo Sports and Talk. Tularosa baseball was a winner last night. They beat Hatch Valley 13-8, and they'll take on Hatch again. That's a district matchup. They'll do that coming up as we get around to Saturday. Today, we've also got Tularosa softball at home against Dexter, and Tularosa will also be on the road tomorrow as they go to Las Vegas to take on both West Las Vegas, and they will take on Robertson as well up in Las Vegas tomorrow. And Mescalero Apache softball, I believe, is at Deming JV today for a double. And I think it's all the games we have going on today. There's plenty of other stuff going on Friday, Saturday throughout the area, and we'll be sure to let y'all know what's happening with that, probably as we go throughout the broadcast. But we can go and get you starting lineups. We'll start with the Lady Tigers. Amani Kosum is the starting second baseman. She's leading off. Then it's Madison Ruiz hitting second. Number 27, she is out in center field. Amani is wearing number 13. Number 23 is Chloe Lunar. She'll be pitching and hitting the number 3 spot, hitting the 4 spot. Wearing number 28 is Alexis Rodriguez, and she is over at third base. Alyssa Bautista is at first base, wearing number 29. Haley Evans, the catcher, wearing number 12. Iceland Ortiz is the shortstop and wears number 15. Number 17, Addison Chamberlain, is the left fielder. And by the way, this is the batting order as well. Lola Carvajal is the right fielder, and she is wearing number 16. And the non-starters, Parker Wade, number 20. Andrea Sanchez, number 22. Number 14, Mary Colorado. Number 19, Elise Roman. Number 11, Jocelyn Pittman. Reagan Rose, number 10. Number 24, Davi Gonzalez. She is actually not available. She's injured, and so is Addison Cisco. So they are unavailable today. Meanwhile, for Centennial, they'll lead things off with Stevie Jimenez. She wears number 16 and is the second baseman. The catcher is Kendra Martinez, wearing number 9. Number 11 is Aaliyah Betancourt. She's the shortstop. First baseman is Amanda Valles, and she wears number 24. Number 7 is Destiny Perez, the pitcher. Number 12 is Amara. Not sure when we dropped off there, but number 6, Jade Morales. Number 2, Stacia Hernandez. Number 18, Aubrey Duncan. Number 15, Leah Miranda. And number 10, Katie Howard are the reserves for Centennial. All right, we're going to go ahead and take a break, and we should be ready for first pitch. We'll run through the lineups again as we get things started, just in case we were not with you there for a second. So we will be sure to let you all know where everybody is and what the lineups are. So we'll be back.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Did you know that First National Bank is the only locally owned and operated bank in Otero County? This is Deborah Romero, President and CEO of First National Bank. Our associates are the best. Not only do they provide great customer service, but they also serve in various roles with organizations in our community. They help at schools and even raise money for scholarships at NMSUA. Does your out-of-state bank or credit union care about our community like we do? Come see our friendly and knowledgeable associates today.
First National Bank, member FDIC.
The Winner's Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winner's Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winner's Circle,
1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the games!
Transform your home with Ochoa Stucco. Whether it's a fresh look or a durable finish, their expert team delivers quality and style. Say goodbye to bland exteriors and hello to stunning curb appeal. Ochoa Stucco, always a flawless finish. 442-6745.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Join OFCU for America Saves. April 7th through the 11th. Vehicle purchases or non-OFC refinance vehicles as low as 4.99% APR with no payments for 90 days. Personal loans as low as 7.99% APR. While online at OteroFCU.org. Limited time offer, new purchases or non-OFC refinance loans. All loans are subject to credit approval. Not all will qualify for lowest rate. Other restrictions may apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
Your success is our success. We belong to you.
Welcome back. You're listening to Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019, the national anthem and starting lineups. Just wrapping up, and we are ready to get this one underway. The Alamogordo Lady Tigers are in their home white pinstripes. Lady Tigers across the front in black and outlined in gold. And Centennial in red pinstripes with black numerals and white outlining on their uniforms for today. Let's run through the lineup one more time. We'll get you the defensive setup for the Lady Tigers, as they will start with Chloe Lunar pitching. The catcher is Haley Evans. First baseman is Alyssa Bautista. The second baseman is Amani Kosum. Shortstop is Iceland Ortiz, and the third baseman Alexis Rodriguez. Left field for the Lady Tigers is Addison Chamberlain. Madison Ruiz is in center. And in right field, it is Lola Carbajal. For the Centennial Lady Hawks, leading things off, Stevie Jimenez, the second baseman. Kendra Martinez is the catcher and hitting second. The shortstop is Aaliyah Betancourt and is hitting third. Hitting fourth and cleanup is Amanda Valles, the first baseman. The pitcher, Destiny Perez, is hitting the number 5 spot. Amaris Villegas is the left fielder and is hitting 6th. Addie Mocha is the center fielder and is hitting 7th. Kayana Garcia is the third baseman and is hitting 8th. And then hitting 9th is Brooklyn Milam, and she is the right fielder today. And I think I'm pronouncing it's Milam. I know her brother was on the Centennial baseball team over the years. That was Milam. Anyhow, the lefty for Centennial comes to the plate, and it is Jimenez against the right-handed pitching, or left-handed pitching, Chloe Lunar, as we're ready to get this one underway. A cloudy, cool day today with a pretty strong wind coming in from left field, and the first pitch will miss high and outside. And we are underway. Game one of a doubleheader, and a crucial doubleheader when it comes to who's going to maybe come out of this season with the district championship. And again, missing a little bit high is Lunar, and it's 2-0 now to Jimenez. It was a close game the other day. I think it was scoreless up until the 4th inning when Centennial played at 3. And Alamo would take it to 3-1, I think in the 6th. Centennial would add 2 more in the bottom of the 6th, and that ended up being the final. 2-1 the count as a called strike. Leadoff hitter of this game. And a chopper to the right side of the infield. Kosum charges on it, and with her glove just kind of tossed it over to Bautista. and there's one out. And, of course, we have our flags that are in the center stand that make it very difficult for us to see again today. They always need to put those flags up, and, well, we're the only ones sitting back here, so I guess you just have to deal with it. Into the windup, here's the pitch. And it's in there for a strike to Kendra Martinez in her first at-bat of the day. Another lefty hitting. And, of course, lefty pitching for Alamogordo. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, and 0-2 now. Now we'll see if home field makes any type of difference for the Lady Tigers. They won the one game here last year and then won on the road in the second game. Split the doubleheader there. As that's going to miss the letters, 1 and 2. Not sure how much of a difference that necessarily makes. I mean, from a field standpoint, I wouldn't think so, but you never know. The 1-2. Pop up, and this may stay in play. It looks like it will. Lunar's getting underneath it. And, well, you had Rodriguez also coming over there to get it, and thankfully somebody won out, and it wasn't an error there, and it was Lunar that grabs it. So pop out to the pitcher, and there's 2 down. And I'll bring up the first righty in the lineup for Centennial as Aaliyah Betancourt will come to the plate. Lunar looking over to the Alamogordo dugout, now looking at her wrist sheet, and now ready to go. And trying to spot that outside corner, unable to do so. Counts 1-0. And the home plate umpire went out to Chloe to mention something. Here's the 1-0. And that'll be fouled off. Took a carom off of, that was the catcher of the umpire, but deflected back to the backstop, and the count evens up at 1-1. Good crowd on hand. Centennial's got some fans that have made the trip. And Chloe using that drop ball off speed. Couldn't quite spot it on the outside corner. 2-1. A lot of movement on that pitch. Not sure if I'm the hitter, I even want to take a swing at that if I still got a strike to spare. And Betancourt did. And that comes high and inside on Betancourt. And she gets ahead in the count here. 3-1 now on Lunar. Trying to hit that outside corner. Can't spot it on Betancourt. And Lunar will surrender a 2-out walk. And we'll see Amanda Valles, the cleanup hitter, here in the top of the first inning. Here's the wind of the pitch. And a pitch out there for the Lady Tigers. Evans was out of her stance, so they were anticipating Betancourt on trying to make a steal. She did not, and count is 1-0. A little bit of strategy there for the Lady Tigers trying to anticipate, and another pitch out. Pick off throw to first. That's going to get into the outfield. And so the runner will advance to second and maybe advance to third. Yes, they will. Now that did not work out well for the Lady Tigers. And, I don't know, back-to-back pitch outs there, trying to anticipate a steal. And it's 2-0 now with a runner on third on the throwing error. And they're going to go ahead and intentionally walk Valles now. And put runners in the corners. And that'll also give them a force at first and second here. So Destiny Perez will come to the plate now, hitting from the left-hand side, number 7, with an opportunity to give her team an early lead. Runners in the corners with 2 outs in the top of the first inning. Runner goes. No throw to second. They do throw to third. Now takes away that force at second now. So Valles moves up to second. We've got a called strike at the plate, so 0-1 here to Perez. Trying to hit that inside corner, misses, and the count is 1-1. Good start to the inning, ground out a pop out, then a walk and a throwing error, put a runner at third, an intentional walk and defensive indifference put a runner at second. Swing and a miss, and Lunar strike away of getting out of some early trouble. Second and third with 2 outs. Top of the first and a 1-2 count to Perez. Lunar into her motion. Here's the pitch. Good and got hit the spot there. Goes outside. Counts 2-2. Saw Coach Ronnie Reyes take a step out of the dugout there. I think he thought that was going to be a third called strike. Didn't get it. And here is a chopper foul that'll go behind home plate. And Perez keeps her at bat alive. And Haley Evans, I think she may have taken that off of her face mask, or but she's taking a minute here to kind of recover after that. Coach Ronnie Reyes coming out and talk to her. Looks like she will stay in the game. Yeah, maybe more than any other position, you're going to take a beating as the catcher, and Haley has done it over the last few years. So fouled off again. This will carry him off the pole that holds up the netting behind home plate. And we'll see another 2-2 pitch. Top of the first inning if you're just tuning in, and Centennial's got runners on second and third. No hits for them in the inning. A walk and an intentional walk. And an Alamogordo error has things in this position. That'll miss high and outside, and it's 3-2. Perez will draw across in the dirt with the butt end of her bat, step back into the box. And we're ready for the 3-2. And that's going to miss. So it's essentially 3 walks in a row. 2 of them through the normal course of the game. The other one, after the throwing error, decided to go ahead and put the cleanup runner on. And we may get a courtesy runner here for Perez, who's the pitcher. Would be my guess. That's the third base coach coming in and talking to the home plate umpire to make that change. Number 6, Jade Morelos, will come in and run. So a courtesy runner out there for the pitcher, and the hitter with a chance, Maris Villegas. And looking for the outside corner, can't quite spot it. And the count is 1-0. Chloe's not missing his pitches by very much here. But she's having to play from behind the count a little bit early on. This time she gets it in there for a called strike, 1-1. That's coming across the plate from the outside of the inside to the right-handed hitting Villegas. Lunar winds and deals. And can't spot that outside, and Villegas holds off. 2-1. Centennial trying to break this one open early. Base hit would score certainly 1, maybe 2. And again, can't hit the outside corner. 3-1. Gives a good count here to Villegas. Nowhere to put him now. 2 outs and the bases loaded. 3-1. And that's going to miss. And the walk will bring in a run. And that will lead to Coach Ronnie Reyes going out and talk to his pitcher in his infield now. And Addie Mocho will be the next hitter for the Lady Hawks. Said Chloe not missing by much on these pitches, but They have been off the plate or a little bit high in most of these close calls. So we'll see what she can do here to keep the damage to a minimum. Mocha stepping up with an opportunity to, similar just a second ago, score a couple of runs with a base hit. Lennar ready to go. And fouled off and back to the screen, and it's 0-1. There's the pitch. Low and away. That has been her spot. She's been right there in that same area, kind of almost in between the line on the left-hand batter's box and home plate is where she's been missing. The 1-1. Fouled off and out of play, 1-2. And here comes the pitch from Lennar. Check swing, holds off, did not get the call there. It has been pretty tight here early on. These pitches are not missing by very much. 2-2. And this is hit in the air, but it's going to go foul. Went a pretty long way there. If she straightens that out, that very well could have gone out of the park. But instead, it's a foul ball, and it's 2. And we do have a strong wind, as you can certainly tell by listening to our broadcast today. But I'm not sure if it's enough to really stop things from getting out. And again, can't get that outside corner. 3-2. That's where she's been basically living, trying to get that spot, and she just either can't get the call from the home plate umpire or is missing that spot. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to the right side, and Bautista's got it. She'll step on the bag, and the bag actually came out of its position, but she got there before the runner, and the Lady Tigers keep it from being a big inning for Centennial on the 3 unassisted ground out. 7 hitters come up. No hits in the inning for Centennial. 1 Alamogordo error, 4 walks, and 3 runners left on. 1-0 Centennial. We go to the bottom of the first inning on the Rich Zamoda scoreboard. You're listening to Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Did you know that First National Bank is the only locally owned and operated bank in Otero County? This is Deborah Romero, President and CEO of First National Bank. Our associates are the best. Not only do they provide great customer service, but they also serve in various roles with organizations in our community. They help at schools and even raise money for scholarships at NMSUA. Does your out-of-state bank or credit union care about our community like we do? Come see our friendly and knowledgeable associates today.
First National Bank, member FDIC.
The Winter Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winter Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winter Circle.
1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. You're listening to Lady Tiger Fast Pitch. Alamogordo softball hosting Centennial doubleheader today. We've gone through 1/2 inning, and Centennial leads 1-0 off of a walk that brought a run in. And Alamogordo will try to answer back here as Amani Kosum, the second baseman, lead things off. hitting from the left-hand side, at least to begin the at-bat. And she faces off against Destiny Perez, the pitcher for Centennial, also a lefty. And down and in it misses. Deflects off the catcher to the backstop. And the count is 1-0. Got a little bit of a pause here. I guess they're waiting for the catcher to recover there, I assume. As she kind of deflected off of her, Kendra Martinez. Here we go, the 1-0. Showing bunt, brings it back. Pitch is going to miss. And 2-0 now to Kosum. Into the windup, here comes the pitch. And a called strike is that will hit the outside corner, and the count is 2-1. Lineup for the Lady Tigers. If you weren't with us at the top, Amani Kosum leading things off. Madison Ruiz will hit second. Kosum, by the way, switching around to the right-hand side. 2-1. And that is going to miss, I guess, a little bit up. 3-1. It has been a very, very tight strike zone here early. Chloe Lunar hitting third. Alexis Rodriguez fourth. Haley Evans hitting fifth. 3-1 is a ground ball. That'll go foul, and count goes to 3-2. Iceland Ortiz, Addison Chamberlain, and Lola Carbajal round out the lineup. Meanwhile, we mentioned Perez is pitching. Kendra Martinez is the... this is hit hard, high in the air and foul up the first base side. That'll get out of play. Martinez, the catcher for Centennial. The first baseman is Amanda Valles. Second baseman, Stevie Jimenez. Shortstop, Aaliyah Betancourt. And Kayana Garcia is the third baseman. Left fielder, Amaris Villegas. Here's the 3-2. This is hit high in the air and in play on the infield. And Betancourt will come in from her shortstop position and make the play right behind the circle. And there's one down on a pop-up for the Lady Tigers, and that'll bring up Madison Ruiz for Alamogordo. Center fielder, by the way, for Centennial is Addie Mocha, and Brooklyn Milam is the right fielder. And here comes the first pitch to Ruiz. And it'll hit the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Overcast Thursday afternoon. If the wind wasn't blowing, it'd actually be pretty pleasant, and that's in there for a called strike. And the count is 0-2. Clock's not working especially quick. Some pitchers are right back to it right away. And a check swing. Pitch is going to miss high. And they're going to ask to the first base umpire. He says no. And we'll continue along in this at-bat. 1-2 the count here to Ruiz. And that'll be a called strike on the outside corner. Ruiz will head back to the dugout. And there's two down. Bring up Chloe Lunar now. The lefty will get her first try. Perez will now toe the pitching rubber. And looking for that outside corner, same spot, but misses off and maybe a little bit high, and the count is 1-0. Now, remember last inning, the Lady Tigers got the first couple of outs of that inning, and Centennial picked up a bunch of walks in a row, so you never know if something can get going here with 2 outs. This is popped up and could be playable. It will. Just to the left of the bag at third base in foul territory. And an easy play for Garcia, and the inning is over. So the Lady Tigers unable to match the 1 run in the top half of the inning, and it is the Lady Hawks 1-0 leading the Alamogordo Lady Tigers. You're listening to Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
Join the fantastic team at Ochoa Stucco. Full-time positions, on-the-job training, and competitive pay. Start a career in construction. Message Ochoa Stucco on Facebook or call 575-442-6745 to schedule an interview.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets, but I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there. To learn more, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Join OFCU for America Saves. April 7th through the 11th. Vehicle purchases or non-OFC refinance vehicles as low as 4.99% APR with no payments for 90 days. Personal loans as low as 7.99% APR. While online at OteroFCU.org. Limited time offer, new purchases or non-OFC refinance loans. All loans are subject to credit approval. Not all will qualify for lowest rate. Other restrictions may apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
Your success is our success. We belong to you.
Almost Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. Lady Tigers trailing Centennial 1-0 after 1 inning. And a swing and a miss here for the leadoff hitter for Centennial. As Chloe Lenar continues in the circle for Alamogordo. And leading things off is the number 8 hitter, Kayana Garcia. Right down the middle for a called strike, and quickly into an 0-2 count here. Lunar hoping to make quick work of the first hitter of the inning. This is shot out into right field. Is it fair ball? It is. And it'll end up just being one base as Carbajal got to it pretty quickly, but on an 0-2 count, good hitting there for Garcia. She punched that out into right field, and there's a runner on. And Brooklyn Milam will come to the plate now. The right fielder gets her first swings of the day. And we'll see how aggressive Centennial is trying to steal the bag here. Evans, a very good catcher, so they definitely will be taking a risk there. That one gets over the outer half for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. Showing bunt. Went off speed on the pitch, and 1-1 as it misses outside. Again, showing bunt, low and away. It misses on the fastball. 2-1 now. Two and one. Again, showing bunt. That one's going to miss high and inside. And now Lunar's fallen behind the count, 3-1. Now Centennial would love to get back to the top of the lineup here with nobody out and 2 on. And it's looking like that at the moment. And they will. So a single and a walk. And Centennial has first and second with nobody out. And Stevie Jimenez. And time going to be called. And I guess we're going to see a pitching change already. That appears to be the case, as Alexis Rodriguez is going to pitch So pretty quickly after less than an inning, Coach Ronnie Reyes makes a change. So it'll be Alexis Rodriguez to pitch now for the Lady Tigers as the top of the second inning will continue after we take this break. It is 1-0 Centennial. You're listening to Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Did you know that First National Bank is the only locally owned and operated bank in Otero County? This is Deborah Romero, President and CEO of First National Bank. Our associates are the best. Not only do they provide great customer service, but they also serve in various roles with organizations in our community. They help at schools and even raise money for scholarships at NMSUA. Does your out-of-state bank or credit union care about our community like we do? Come see our friendly and knowledgeable associates today.
First National Bank, member FDIC.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. And so it'll be Alexis Rodriguez coming into pitch. It'll be just a straight switch. Chloe Lunar will move over to third base. And the first pitch is going to miss low. It's 1-0 to Jimenez, who grounded out to second. Her first time up. Alamogordo would take that. That might allow him to turn a double play. And instead, she shoots this out to left field and making the grab right along the foul line in left field. Addison Chamberlain makes a nice play, and Rodriguez picks up the first out. Yeah, for Lunar, just didn't quite have the control today. That was her fourth walk. She did have an intentional walk as well, but that wasn't through the whole run of the at-bat. So knowing that the margins are really small in a game like this, Coach Ronnie Reyes decided to go in a different direction here early on. And that'll miss and I think a little bit low, maybe inside. 1-0. Kendra Martinez now to the plate for Centennial. And a called strike there. 1-1. Just keeping it low right at the knees, and that time got the call. Martinez a pop out to the pitcher in her first at-bat. First and second here for Centennial with one out, top of the second, and they've got a one-run lead. And a bunt that is going to go foul. Went off speed, did Rodriguez on that. 1-2. When we talked in the preseason, both Coach Charlene and Ronnie Reyes were happy with their pitching depth, whether it was Chloe or Alexis or Iceland. And so maybe see more of those. Swing and a miss. One may have gotten into the dirt, but good off speed there from Rodriguez as she got Martinez in front of it. So this is well done here from Rodriguez, stepping in and picking up a quick out and a strikeout right in the heart of the order for Centennial. Now she faces Aaliyah Betancourt, who walked and eventually scored in the last inning. And here's a ground ball to third. Lunar's got it, steps on the bag, and what a nice recovery by the Lady Tigers there. Alexis Rodriguez comes in and delivers 3 consecutive outs after the single and the walk, and it remains a 1-0 game. As we go to the bottom of the second inning, on the Richardson Motor scoreboard, the Lady Hawks lead the Lady Tigers, and we'll return right after this.
The Winter Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winter Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winter Circle.
1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Looking to transform your home's exterior? Meet Rudy Ochoa. With years of experience in stucco, Rudy and his crew deliver quality craftsmanship and stunning, flawless finishes. 575-442-6745.
We are the Veterans Health Administration, and our hands provide life-changing care to over 9 million veterans across more than 1,200 facilities nationwide. Join hands with us to make an impact in your community. Learn more at vacareers.va.gov.
Join OFCU for America Saves. April 7th through the 11th. Vehicle purchases or non-OFC refinance vehicles as low as 4.99% APR with no payments for 90 days. Personal loans as low as 7.99% APR. While online at oterofcu.org. Limited time offer. New purchases or non-OFC refinance loans. All loans are subject to credit approval. Not all will qualify for lowest rate. Other restrictions may apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
Your success is our success. We belong to you.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. Welcome back. The Centennial Lady Hawks lead the Alamogordo Tigers 1-0. And 2-0 ahead in the count here is Alexis Rodriguez. She'll lead things off here to begin this inning. A great step in relief there in the second inning as she picked up the line out, the ground out, and the strikeout to get out of a first and second with nobody out jam. See if she gets something going on this end of the inning, as that's in the dirt, and 3-0, she's ahead. Rodriguez, then Alyssa Bautista, and Haley Evans, 4, 5, and 6 in the order for the Lady Tigers, facing Destiny Perez, the lefty pitcher. And that'll miss above the belt. And it'll be a 4-pitch walk. So Alyssa Bautista will come to the plate, hitting from the left-hand side. Alamogordo has their first base runner of the evening. They're getting a little bit of sunshine breaking through the clouds now. Fortunately, the wind hasn't found it in its graces to die down a little bit today. And here comes the pitch from Perez. Gets that in for a called strike, and it's 0-1 to Bautista. The Lady Tigers offensively have been solid this season. They haven't had the shutdown pitching that they've had over the last couple of years. They've had very good pitching, and has certainly helped them win a lot of games, but they've had to score maybe a little bit more in order to get them, as Bautista swings and misses 0-2. So, we knew there would be a difference from last year to this year, and the Lady Tigers have adjusted to it and have played well over the first 12 games of the season. And obviously hitting into the stretch run now with District. As here comes the 0-2. That'll miss at the letters. 1-2 now to Bautista. Rodriguez with a leadoff walk. And Perez looking for the pitch call again. Kind of interesting, a little bit different than a lot of other pitchers. Usually the pitcher will just stand behind the pitching rubber and wait for the call. She walks over to the front right portion of the pitching circle as she misses high and inside on this one. 2-2. Took a little bit off. Yeah, she's always standing in front of the pitching rubber instead of behind it, waiting for the signal. Left foot in front of her here on the pitching rubber. She sees this one fouled off. And the count is 2-2. Bright sunshine now after some cloudiness. That hopefully will help out the chilliness for the fans with the breeze blowing in. Certainly can't hurt. 2-2's low. And it's 3-2 now. Strong work there by Kendra Martinez to keep that pitch in front of her. And Bautista's worked herself to a full count. Still runner on first. No attempt to try and steal in this at-bat for the Lady Tigers. 3-2. And outside it misses, and it's another walk. So we've seen both pitchers surrender walks here early, and I tend to believe it like I said, I'm not saying the umpire is wrong with the strike zone, but some umpires a little bit tighter with it. Some of them will give you a little bit of a run on the outside of the plate up and down. And it has been close for the pitchers. They've really got to be right on the mark if they're going to get strike calls. So here you go. Here comes the pitch. And that one's going to be off a little bit. Now we're going to see a visit from the Centennial dugout. And so it's 1-0 here to Haley Evans. And both head coaches have had conversations with their infields here early in this game. We've already seen a pitching change for Alamogordo. And so a big moment here for the Lady Tigers with first and second with nobody out. Just the same as the last inning for Centennial. And Haley Evans, the Lady Tiger catcher, trying to come through and grab a big hit for the Lady Tigers. Looks like the meeting is over with. Rodriguez will head back to second, Bautista to first. And waiting for the home plate umpire to be ready to go. He is, and Perez ready to restart this inning. 1-0, nobody out. Runners on first and second for Alamogordo in the bottom of the second inning. Showing bunt, brings it back. Runners take a little bit of a run away from the bag a bit. It's going to be a called strike, and the count is 1-1. 1-1 the count. So Evans back in the right-hand batter's box. Left-handed pitching Perez. There it comes. And a ground ball pushed foul up the first base side. 1-2. Definitely seen both sides be very methodical, whether it's the hitter stepping outside the box and readjusting the batting gloves, taking some practice swings, or the pitcher taking, 10 to 15 seconds between pitches, and that's been on both ends. 1-2. Swing and a miss, and Evans strikes out. So it's one down, and Iceland Ortiz will come to the plate now with runners on first and second and nobody out. 2 walks to begin the inning for Centennial. As the bottom of the order for the Lady Tigers trying to come through and pull this game back even. 1-0 Centennial. As Perez winds and deals. Shows bunt, brings it back. Called strike at the knees. And it's 0-1. Rodriguez at second. Bautista at first for the Lady Tigers. As here comes the 0-1 and a bunt, and it's pushed up the first base line. That's a good one. It will move the runners up to second and third for Ortiz. She's not able to get on base, but it puts 2 in scoring position. But they're going to need a base hit now from Addison Chamberlain. But a solid bunt from the right-handed hitting Ortiz. Chamberlain, if he can shoot one into the outfield here. Could bring in the first run of the day for the Lady Tigers. Perez ready to go in the circle. As here's the pitch. And it's a called strike. Inner half of the plate. The count is 0-1. Game 1 of 2 this evening. And we're still pretty early in this one, just in the bottom of the second. Both teams have had some chances here early. And this is the Lady Tigers' best opportunity. That'll miss up at the letters, and the count is 1-1 now. Centennial loaded the bases in the first, got one run out of that, had first and second with nobody out, did not come up with anything there. Lady Tigers were down in order in the first inning, but right now have second and third with two down. Swing and a miss, and the count is 1-2. Perez trying to keep the Lady Tigers off the board. And this is fouled off as Chamberlain got jammed there. That came up and in on her, but she was able to get a piece of it, and the count is 1-2. Two outs and runners on second and third. Centennial coach with some words for the home plate umpire there, and home plate umpire said that was outside. Here it comes. That's fouled off, and we'll do it again, 2-2. So Chamberlain, pretty good at bat here. She's fouled off a couple and laid off of a pitch that was very close, one that Centennial thought that they had earned a third strike on. Alamo had pretty much the same belief on a pitch, I think, back in the first inning as well. So, like I said, it's been a very tight strike zone. 2-2. And she, excuse me, a little check swing and pops out to the pitcher. And Chamberlain unable to bring in those runs for the Lady Tigers. Two left on, no hits, no runs, and no errors. We go to the top of the third inning. It's Centennial 1, Alamogordo nothing. On the Richardson Motor scoreboard, you're listening to Alamo Sports and Talk.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Did you know that First National Bank is the only locally owned and operated bank in Otero County? This is Deborah Romero, President and CEO of First National Bank. Our associates are the best. Not only do they provide great customer service, but they also serve in various roles with organizations in our community. They help at schools and even raise money for scholarships at NMSUA. Does your out-of-state bank or credit union care about our community like we do? Come see our friendly and knowledgeable associates today.
First National Bank, member FDIC.
Are you ready to make a real difference in your community? Introducing the New Mexico Army National Guard. Serve your community with pride and become a part-time hero. Join our dedicated team and enjoy the adventure of a lifetime. Get full-time benefits without sacrificing your current career or education. When disaster strikes and your community needs assistance, you'll be there to lend a helping hand. So don't miss out on the opportunity to receive education, adventure, and financial stability, all while serving your country. Get started by visiting our website, nationalguard.com/NM.
The first pitch of the inning is going to go yard as Amanda Valles hits it out to left center field. And Centennial has doubled their lead 2-0 on a solo home run by the cleanup hitter Amanda Valles. 2-0 Lady Hawks on the home run. And so the Lady Hawks will send up Destiny Perez now. Alexis Rodriguez continues in the circle for the Lady Tigers. Came in and got the Lady Tigers out of some trouble in the top half of the second inning. And now you're in the top half of the third. Unfortunately, gives up a leadoff home run As her first pitch to Destiny Perez will miss 1-0. Yes, unsurprisingly, with this Centennial team, a very dangerous lineup as this is ripped foul up the first base side. Hits off the fence over there toward the Alamogordo bullpens in batting cages. Well, frustrating for the Lady Tigers to not be able to break through with some runs in the bottom of the second. Then first pitch right away, you find yourself down by another run. The 1-1. And off speed, and that's going to drop in for a strike. And I think Perez was not particularly pleased with that strike call. The drop ball from Rodriguez just fell right in. 1-2, and that time went a little bit quicker on the pitch. So Rodriguez will step back in. 2-2. And this is hit to right field, but right at Carbajal, and she'll make the grab. So the outfielders in left and right have made a couple of nice plays. And Carbajal picks up the first out of the third inning for the Lady Tigers. As Amaris Villegas comes to the plate now. She picked up a walk and picked up an RBI in the first inning with that bases loaded walk. And low and outside, the pitch misses. 1-0 here to Villegas. Now again, apologies for the wind on the broadcast today. There's really not much I can do about it. It's just unfortunately hitting us just at the right angle that it's blowing into my microphone. And this is shot to right field again. And again, Carbajal, well, not able to make the grab. Went off her glove and out to the fence. Runners advancing to second, now third. Cut off to Kosum. They'll throw into third. And it'll end up being a triple for Villegas. Certainly a play that Carbajal could have made. She sort of overplayed it. And so as she ran past it, she had to run back, or she had to reach back with her glove to try to grab it, and was unable to do so. Runner on third with one out. And there's been some hard hit softballs here from Centennial in this inning, as this is going to be fouled off. Addie Mocha, who grounded out to first in her first at-bat. Here's the pitch. Good off-speed there from Rodriguez, and the count is 0-2. We'll see with two strikes here, she can come up with something good. And long wait here to get the pitch call in from the dugout. Now ready to go. The 0-2. And trying to drop that in, but stayed high. 1-2. One out with a runner on third. The pitch. That's going to be in the dirt. Evans blocks that, keeps it in front of her, and the count is 2-2. Swing and a miss. Another good off-speed pitch. Rodriguez, I think, thought that was the third out. She was making her way towards the dugout, but realized it. And so Kayana Garcia, who singled in her first at-bat, try and bring that runner in for Centennial. They lead 2-0. Leadoff home run for Amanda Valles to begin the inning. It's a pop-up that'll get out of play. And the count will be 0-1 here to Garcia. Rodriguez ready to go. And that time misses low and away in the dirt. That off-speed pitch, and the count is 1-1. Couldn't spotted on the outside corner. Count is 2-1. Villegas, the runner at third. Number 8 hitter in the order here for Centennial. 2-1. And again, can't get the spot she wants. 3-1. As it misses high and outside. And hitting the air to center field. This is going to carry all the way to the wall. The one run will score, and they'll have to hold it first as that was hit so hard. It was an easy play for Ruiz to throw it in before the runner could advance, but an RBI single for Garcia. And she really did miss by a whole lot, sending that out of the ballpark. Just had it too much on the line. And that is the third hit of the inning. 2 runs in for Centennial, and they're up 3-0 here in the top of the third. And this is in the air to right field. Carbajal came in on it, got the grab, and the inning is over. Lady Tigers surrendered 2 runs on 3 hits, including a home run, a triple, and a single. No errors, and 1 left on for Centennial. 3-0 Lady Hawks as we go to the bottom of the third on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. You're listening to Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
The Winter Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winter Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winter Circle,
1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Join the fantastic team at Ochoa Stucco. Full-time positions, on-the-job training, and competitive pay. Start a career in construction. Message Ochoa Stucco on Facebook or call 575-442-6745 to schedule an interview.
Join Stand Up to Cancer and Jazz Pharmaceuticals to raise awareness of small cell lung cancer and accelerate the pace of research. Ask your healthcare provider about screening options that might be right for you or a loved one. Visit standuptocancer.org/lung to learn more.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. We're in the bottom of the third inning on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. 3-0 Centennial in front. And the Lady Tigers sending up their number 9 hitter, Lola Carbajal. As she gets her first at-bat of the day, and she falls behind in the count early, 0-1. So it's the number 9 hitter, and then back to the top of the order for the Alamogordo Lady Tigers as they tried crawl back into this game. Low and outside from Destiny Perez as she continues in the circle for Centennial. Reminder, Alamogordo baseball already played yesterday. Centennial swept that one 15-1 and 4-3. They would have been playing today, but swing and a miss here as Carbajal got jammed on that 1-2. So it'll be Monday, Thursday for the Tigers next week when they play Oregon Mountain. That's the doubleheader schedule, or the series schedule. Single game on Monday, doubleheader on Thursday. The 1-2. And good holding up there from Carbajal as that misses the letters. The count is 2-2. Kosum and Ruiz also due up in the inning for the Lady Tigers. Alamo still looking for their first hit. They've had a couple of base runners on walks. Carbajal swings and misses a little late on that pitch at the knees. And that'll be strikeout number 3 for Perez. So it'll be Amani Kosum now, popped out to shortstop, her first time up. And as she does, she'll start off from the left-hand batter's box. And she'll a little check swing, and the throw is going to, well, it brought Baez off the bag, but I guess she came back down in time to earn the out. As Kosum, a half swing, kind of a bunt to third base, but it just went right to the third baseman as Garcia made the play. 5-3 on the putout, and there is 2 down. And there for a called strike. 0-1 to Madison Ruiz, who struck out her first time up. Here's the wind of the pitch. And that's going to miss high. The count is 1-1. And if you are just joining us, don't forget we'll have one more for you after this game, as we'll play 2 today. And here comes the 1-1 to Ruiz. Swings and misses, 1-2. The pitch. Down, and maybe a bit inside. And the count evens up here at 2-2. Bases empty, 2 down, and we are in the bottom of the third inning. Perez. They'll see this one fouled off and out of play. And the count will remain 2-2 here to Ruiz. Time called by Ruiz. She said something there to the home plate umpire. Not sure what exactly the question was there. Maybe making sure the count was correct. 2-2. And a ground ball, and it gets to the second baseman, throws to first. And just got Ruiz at first base. That was well done there by the second baseman, Jimenez. She had to backhand that, and then with her body momentum carrying her away from first base, was able to make the throw in time. That was very close. Ruiz has excellent speed. No protesting from the Alamogordo side, so not that it would matter anyway. It wouldn't change the call. So we'll go to the top of the fourth inning. Centennial 3-0 in front of the Alamogordo Lady Tigers. You're listening to softball here on Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 101.9.
Join OFCU for America Saves. April 7th through the 11th. Vehicle purchases or non-OFC refinance vehicles as low as 4.99% APR with no payments for 90 days. Personal loans as low as 7.99% APR. While online at OteroFCU.org. Limited time offer. New purchases or non-OFC refinance loans. All loans are subject to credit approval. Not all will qualify for lowest rate. Other restrictions may apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
Your success is our success. We belong to you.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019, and we have another pitching change for the Alamogordo Lady Tigers as Iceland Ortiz will be stepping in for Alamogordo. So they started off with Chloe Lunar, who went an inning and she got to a third, I think third inning plus. And then Alexis Rodriguez pitched the next 2 innings. And so Ortiz coming on to pitch here in the top of the 4th inning. So we'll see what Ice has now. She, I know, was recently kind of talked about as the next pitcher in line over the last couple of seasons, and obviously the Lady Tigers had a very good one over the last few years, so we didn't get to see very many other pitchers. As the first pitch is outside, a check swing that's fouled off. Count evens at 1-1. And the leadoff hitter here in the inning is the leadoff hitter for Centennial, Stevie Jimenez, who is 0 for 2, a ground out and a line out. Hard hit but foul up the third base side. And Ortiz gets ahead in the count, 1-2. Base is empty here for the Lady Hawks. Kendra Martinez and Aaliyah Betancourt also due up in the inning. And this is hit in the air, and maybe Chamberlain, if she gets a better break on that, might have had a chance to get it there on the third base, or right along the foul territory in the third base line, but was unable to reach it. So it looks like Chamberlain has moved to center. And for the Lady Tigers, number 14. Here's a ground ball to the right side. Here's a toss on to first in time. Yeah, we've had some move. Madison Ruiz has moved to the infield, so that's the change there. So they've moved. So Lunar's still at third. Kosum's moved to short. Ruiz is up to second. They've moved Alexis Rodriguez to right field. And so maybe they've moved Carbajal out there to left field. Now Lola's 16. And I'll get you guys for it here in a second. It is Madi Colorado is the left fielder now. So it's 4-3 on the putout, 1 down. And Martinez at the plate now. Low and away. All right, so let's reset it for you to see where everybody is, because Iceland Ortiz is the pitcher. Haley Evans remains the catcher. Alyssa Bautista still the first baseman. Madison Ruiz come in from center field to play second. Amani Kosum moves from second to short. Chloe Lunar is at third. As here's the pitch that's low and outside. And 3-0 the count here now. So 3-0 here to Kendra Martinez. Aaliyah Betancourt awaits in the on-deck circle. Madi Colorado is out in left field. And that's in there for a called strike. 3-1 for Ortiz. And so center field is Chamberlain now. And the right fielder is Alexis Rodriguez. Okay. Had a few things moved around there with Ortiz moving from short to pitcher. And that's going to miss low and outside. And Ice will surrender a walk. And it'll bring up Aaliyah Betancourt. Betancourt's 0 for 1, a walk and a run scored, and a ground out to third in her 2 at-bats. Down and in, missing on the first pitch to Betancourt, 1-0. 3-0, Centennial in the lead. 1 in the first and 3 in the top of the third. We are in the top of the 4th inning. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. That jammed up. Betancourt came inside on her, and she swung through it. And a little bit of a running start over at first. Pitch misses high, 2-1. Really haven't seen a lot of steal attempts from either side. Centennial did steal one base, but Alma wasn't going to throw out there because there was a runner on third. Ground ball hit foul, chopped up the third base line. Then the count evens up here at 2-2. It's been a while since I've seen an Alma softball game where we've seen three different pitchers. And to be fair, I mean, nobody has pitched terribly. You know, I know that Chloe gave up some walks, and you know her control wasn't quite there, and Alexis gave up the home run and some hard hit balls, but low and inside it misses. But you know, I mean, that's what the margins are in a game against Centennial. I mean, you really got to be, you know, right on the mark with almost everything you do if you want to try to get out of here with a win. Here comes the 3-2. And I think that hit her. It did, right on the knee. And Betancourt is going to shake that off a little bit. She'll get to go to first. I think it went off of her right knee. Stood there and took it like a champ. Didn't crumble over anything, but no doubt that it hurt. Yeah, it looks like it caught her on the inside of the right knee. And the home plate umpire going on talking to the pitcher there after that hit by pitch. And so Amanda Valles, who hit a solo home run her last time up, she was intentionally walked in her first at-bat, 1 for 1 on the day. And she'll step in with 2 runners on. As Ortiz into her motion. And that's going to be in there for a called strike. That inner half thought it was right around the belt area, but home plate umpire says it was in there for a strike. Here comes the 0-1. That'll miss inside and down, 1-1. Ortiz has definitely been pitching inside to these righty hitters. A ground ball that will shoot into the outfield. And we'll throw it in, and the run will come across. A little bit of a hesitation out in center field from Chamberlain on throwing the ball in. And there was no hesitation over at third base from the Centennial coach as he sent Martinez around for the run. And so it's an RBI single for Valles, and Centennial extends their lead now. It's 4-0 here in the top of the fourth inning. And I'll bring up Destiny Perez. A walk and a pop out, 0 for 1. And she has first and second here with 1 out. And looking for the outside corner, doesn't get the call. And the count's 1-0. And that's time called, and there is a warning. Is that what I heard? So a warning, I'm guessing, to the Alamogordo bench. And he did that right as Ice was getting into her motion. I'm sure something was said maybe about that last pitch, which did not miss by much. He's gotten some grumblings from both benches as this is hit in the air to left center field. This will get down, goes all the way to the wall. 1 run has scored. Baez will round third. She will try to score. Here comes the throw, and they'll tag her out. They got her. So a nice cutoff throw there from Kosum. And credit to Chamberlain as she got that out in there from the fence and did not allow that second run to score. But one run does come across on the single from Perez. She ends up on second from the throw. And I think Perez is going to be brought out for a courtesy. And then we have, I don't know if there's some jewelry on or I guess it's her belt. Okay. Some equipment thing going on with Amaris Villegas. She's ready to go now. So Vias tagged out of the plate for the second out. Betancourt scored on the play. And still a runner on second here with 2 outs. And Villegas, who tripled and scored in the last inning. First pitch is in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1. 2 runs home this inning. Add on to the 3 we've already seen from Centennial in this game. 5-0 in the top of the 4th. And that off-speed pitch just misses, 1-1. Ground ball that'll go foul at the third base side, 1-2. The Lady Tigers trying to avoid any further damage, but the question obviously is if they can get their bats going in the other half, it doesn't really mean a bunch if they can't start putting some runs up on the board. This has popped up and out of play. And the count remains 1-2 here to Villegas. Centennial trying to keep their undefeated record going at 11-0. Swing and a miss. And that will do it for the inning. The 2 runs home. One of them on a single from Vias, and the other on a single from Perez. Lady Tigers did make a nice defensive play to avoid that third run coming in on the throws from Chamberlain and Kosum and the tag out by Evans. But 1 left on, 2 hits, 2 runs, and no Alamogordo errors. We go to the home half of the 4th with the Lady Tigers trailing Centennial 5-0.
Did you know that First National Bank is the only locally owned and operated bank in Otero County? This is Deborah Romero, President and CEO of First National Bank. Our associates are the best. Not only do they provide great customer service, but they also serve in various roles with organizations in our community. They help at schools and even raise money for scholarships at NMSUA. Does your out-of-state bank or credit union care about our community like we do? Come see our friendly and knowledgeable associates today.
First National Bank, member FDIC.
The Winter Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winter Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winter Circle, 1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Alamogordo to the plates. Chloe Lunar ahead in the count 1-0. Destiny Perez continues pitching for Centennial. And that'll miss down and in. And the count is 2-0. Alexis Rodriguez, Alyssa Bautista also due up 3, 4, and 5 here in the inning. As Alamo tries to get something going. No hits yet for the Lady Tigers. They've had a pair of base runners, both on walks. As Perez has, not that the Lady Tigers get into it here. Lunar 0 for 1 with a pop out in foul territory over to third base. High and outside, it's 3-0. Here comes the pitch from Perez. And goes with the off speed and gets it in there for a called strike, 3-1. Perez into her motion. And Lunar will foul this one off out of play. And Perez has worked it back to a 3-2 count. Lady Tigers have gone down in order in the first and the third. Threatened a little bit in the second inning, had runners on second and third with 2 down, but unable to convert anything. And we've got a big crowd today. We've got enough that where people are in the outfield stands. And Lunar is going to shoot this up the third base line, but foul. And it'll keep the count here at 3-2. Words of encouragement from Coach Ronnie Reyes over in the third base box. And Lunar settles in the left-hand batter's box. Left-handed pitching Perez. And must have been a rock or something in her landing zone. She tossed that out of the way. Now she's ready to go. Swing and a miss from Lunar. She went chasing after one low. And there's one down. So bring Alexis Rodriguez, who walked in her first at-bat. One of 2 Alamogordo base runners that have gotten on today. And the pitch. And just missing off the outside, 1-0. The only thing I will say, that the strike zone has been consistent. That's what you're looking for as a hitter, as a pitcher. And it has definitely been a challenge, I think, for the pitchers to hit their spots exactly. They've had to be very on the mark, as that'll run across the inside corner for a strike, and the count is 1-1. Here's the pitch. Fouled off and out of play. And the count will move to 1-2. Turning into a nice evening now as we're getting a little more sunshine. The wind is, now it seems like maybe it's shifted a little bit. It's kind of blowing from behind the, kind of into the players' faces in the field and behind the hitter. And a ground ball that just goes right through Garcia's legs at third. Difficult place to play. We'll give Alexis the single. We'll give her the home field single on that. That probably should be scored as an E5, but we'll give it to her. I'm not the official scorer, so it's all good. And not sure what happened there. I have the home plate umpire walking up the first base line, looking over towards the Alamogordo dugout. So I'm not sure what was going on there, but we're ready to go now. And that's down to Alyssa Bautista, who's not having an official at bat. She walked in her first try. Perez has pitched all 3 1/3 innings here for Centennial. And that's in there at the knees for a strike, and the count evens up here at 1-1. Evans awaits in the on-deck circle. Lady Tigers trailing 5-0 on the Richardson Motor scoreboard if you're just joining us. And a foul tip by Bautista. And the count is 1-2. Centennial with 1 run in the first, 2 in the third, 2 in the fourth. Here in the bottom of the fourth inning. And maybe the home plate umpire was just looking for some more softballs when he was walking up that first base line. I think that must have been what was going on there. They just threw one into him. And that'll stay at the letters on the fastball, 2-2. Bautista did well to not swing at that. The county, Alamogordo hasn't tried to test Kendra Martinez as well. And here's a ground ball to the right side. Could be 2. They toss on to second, get 1. The throw to first is going to be in the dirt. Baez did well to block that with her body to not let it get behind the bag, but fielder's choice, 4-6. And time going to be called as the Centennial coach is talking to the home plate umpire. And I guess maybe they're looking for interference on Rodriguez on the throw to first. Not really sure there was a whole lot there, but that's the only thing I can think of on that play that maybe they thought that they could earn the double play, but nothing's changing. So Bautista at first. And Haley Evans, who 0 for 1, a strikeout in her first at-bat, will come to the plate. So it's Bautista at first. Evans awaiting the pitch from Perez. And that'll miss high. 1-0 the count, 2 down here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Lady Tigers just looking for some momentum. Even if they weren't to get a run this inning, if they could pick up a hit, pick up something positive, as Evans able to get a piece of the 1-0, but sends it foul, 1-1. Took that up the third base side, but just to see something get into the outfield on a well-hit ball. And yes, that Alexis Rodriguez hit did get into the outfield, but thinking more of a line drive out to the gap or something. As here comes the 1-1. That will miss high. 2-1 here to Evans. A lot of folks in blankets and hoodies and trying to stay warm out there. Really good off-speed pitch there from Perez as she gets Evans in front of it, 2-2. It's not that cold, but it's definitely not warm out here today. Unfortunately, it's how it is in the spring here in New Mexico. We can go from being 90 degrees one day and snowing the next day, it feels like. As we await the 2-2. And just getting a piece of it and sending it to the screen. The count, it'll go to 2-2, or stay 2-2. This is hit high in the air to left field. And getting underneath it, initially overplayed it just a touch. We go to the top of the fifth inning here on Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. With it 5-0 Centennial on the Richardson Motor scoreboard.
Transform your home with Ochoa Stucco. Whether it's a fresh look or a durable finish, their expert team delivers quality and style. Say goodbye to bland exteriors and hello to stunning curb appeal. Ochoa Stucco, always a flawless finish. 442-6745.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Join OFCU for America Saves. April 7th through the 11th. Vehicle purchases or non-OFC refinance vehicles as low as 4.99% APR with no payments for 90 days. Personal loans as low as 7.99% APR. Apply online at oterofcu.org. Limited time offer, new purchases or non-OFC refinance loans. All loans are subject to credit approval. Not all will qualify for lowest rate. Other restrictions may apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
Your success is our success. We belong to you.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. Welcome back. The Lady Tigers trailing 5-0 here in the top of the fifth inning. And it looks like Iceland Ortiz will pitch this top half of the fifth. She came in the fourth inning. Chloe Lunar pitched the first and started off the second inning. Was replaced with 2 runners on and nobody out. Alexis Rodriguez would pitch the remainder of the second and the third inning. And Ortiz pitched the fourth. So she will face Addie Mocha. And Mocha will hit a ground ball that will go foul on the third base side, and it's 0-1. Mocha 0 for 2, grounded out to first, struck out as well. And it'll be her first time facing Ortiz this evening. And in the dirt, count evens up at 1-1. Anna Garcia and Brooklyn Milam due up here in the inning for Centennial. Swing and a miss. Just outside the reach. That one was tailing away from Mocha. And the count is 1-2. And tried to drop that pitch in, but stayed high. 2-2. Now to Mocha. 5-0 Centennial in the top of the fifth inning. Just the second inning that Centennial hasn't put something up on the scoreboard. Just getting a piece of that and sending it foul as Mocha, and they'll stay 2-2. Meanwhile, Perez on the other side has been lights out for the most part. Ground ball to third. Cleanly fielded by Lunar. Toss on to first to Batista. And there's one down. 5-3 on the put-up. And Kiana Garcia, who has singled twice. And I think she picked up an RBI on that second one. I didn't mark it down. But 2 for 2 in this number 8 spot for the Lady Hawks today. And she faces Ortiz for the first time. And watch that one miss. I guess a little high. And the count is 1-0. High and away it misses, 2-0. The pitch from Ortiz, line to right center field. That'll get down for at least one base hit. And Chamberlain tosses it in. What a throw from center field. Oh, they said she didn't get her. No way. I thought she tagged her out easily unless the softball came out of her glove. Wow. That was a heck of a throw from Chamberlain. And I think it was Ruiz that went to reach back and tag, but man, I thought she got her. I guess she slid in just before the tag. Wow. No argument from the Alamogordo dugout. Usually they at least have the other umpire to go and check it, but they must have felt like she was there. And here's a line drive right to Chamberlain in center. But boy, that was a heck of a throw from Addie. That was from all the way at the wall in right center field on a rope to second base. And I don't know. I personally think she got robbed on that call. I thought she got her. But makes the play for the second out there. Garcia picked up the double, her third hit of the day. First pitch here to Stevie Jimenez will miss, and it's 1-0 to her. By the way, that was Brooklyn Milam that lined out to center field. Two down, runner on second, top of the fifth inning. And that'll miss outside and low, 2-0. And that pitch will miss, I guess, a little bit high, 3-0. And the 3-0 misses high, and it will draw a walk. That 2-0, I mean, I don't know if it makes a difference in the at-bat, but, man, there's a couple of these that, if it's missing, it is missing by the smallest of margins. And Alamogordo's bench has already received a dugout, or not a dugout, but has already received a warning, so you can't really say anything at this point, or you're likely to get tossed. First pitch is in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Fouled off and dribbles behind home plate, and it's 0-2. Kendra Martinez has popped out, struck out, and walked. She also scored in the fourth inning. And trying to add on to this 5-0 Centennial lead. Runners on first and second. Hit hard, but foul up the third baseline. And out of play. Ortiz ready to go. Here's the pitch. And she'll airmail this to the backstop. Runners will be able to advance to second and third on the wild pitch. So now a base hit scores 2 runs here if you're Centennial. And Martinez ready to go from the left-hand batter's box. Here's the pitch. This will go foul at the first base line this time. And the count will remain 1-2. And as the softballs come in from multiple directions here, have both Chloe Leonard and Amani Kosum going in and giving some dap to her their pitcher. And the 1-2 going to miss high and outside. Count now 2-2 here to Martinez. With runners on second and third and 2 out, we're in the top of the fifth inning. Centennial has been in the lead the whole way and has just kind of been incrementally adding on to it. And have an opportunity to get some more here. 2-2. Throw to third on a pickoff throw. Runner does get back in time. Again, on another pitch that really did not miss by much. 3-2. Ground ball to the right side. Ruiz has got it. Toss on to first, and the inning is over. So the Lady Tigers able to put up a 0 there on Centennial. A double and a walk put the runners on, and then a wild pitch moved them to second and third. But Alma able to work themselves out of a jam. Still looking to get it going on the bottom half of the inning, though. We'll see if they can do it in the bottom half of the fifth on the Richardson Motors scoreboard. Again, it's Centennial leading this one 5-0. You're listening to Alamo Sports and Talk.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Did you know that First National Bank is the only locally owned and operated bank in Otero County? This is Deborah Romero, President and CEO of First National Bank. Our associates are the best. Not only do they provide great customer service, but they also serve in various roles with organizations in our community. They help at schools and even raise money for scholarships at NMSUA. Does your out-of-state bank or credit union care about our community like we do? Come see our friendly and knowledgeable associates today.
First National Bank, member FDIC.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. Alamogordo Lady Tiger fast pitch trailing 5-0 to Centennial. We're in the bottom of the fifth inning, and 7-8-9 in the order for Alamogordo is Iceland Ortiz. We'll watch the first pitch from Perez hit the outer half of the plate for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Ortiz, Chamberlain, and I would assume it won't be Carbajal, but it'll be Colorado that will be hitting, but find out here in a second. As here comes the 0-1. That misses high. And the count is 1-1. Lady Tigers with, I gave them a hit in the last inning. Certainly could have been construed as an error on Centennial. And then 2 walks have been the only base runners for Alamogordo. As the 1-1 is on the way. That'll miss low. And the count is 2-1. Ortiz kind of showed bunt on that. It was enough to at least bring the corner infielders into play on it. The 2-1. That's going to miss, I think, away. Possibly down. 3-1. And the pitch. Ground ball right back to the circle. Snagged by Perez. She'll toss on to first, and there is one down. Brings up Addison Chamberlain now, who popped out to the pitcher in her first at-bat, 0 for 1. And it will be Colorado that will be in the on-deck circle. Hopefully I'm pronouncing her last name correctly. It looks like the state, but maybe pronounced a little bit differently. Chamberlain showed bunt, tried at it, but made no contact. And it's 0-1. Well, I guess the question is for Alamogordo, they still got some opportunities here in this game. Can they regroup in game 2 and try to at least grab one game out of the series? As here comes the 0-1. And again, looking for that outside corner, does not get the call. 1-1. And a ground ball that will go up the first base line. Chamberlain be tagged out by Baez. And 2 outs, and it will bring Colorado to the plate. You know, I'm going to go with the whoever's doing the PA, announcing at Colorado, so I'm going to stick with that. That is Mahdi. And here comes the pitch. And Colorado watched the first one in there for a strike. 0-1. 2 outs, and the base is empty for the Lady Tigers here in the bottom of the 5th. Still looking to string together some hits here on Perez. And that'll miss high. Easy one for Colorado to lay off of. And Perez with the look over to her dugout. Gets the pitch call. And the lefty's ready to go. And here comes the 1-1. Fouled off and into the screen. And it takes the count to 1-2. Bottom of 5 with the bases empty. 2 outs for the Lady Tigers, and they are behind 5-0. Into the line of the pitch. Swing and a miss, and the inning is over. Lady Tigers down in order for the 3rd time in this game, and they continue to trail 5-0 through 5 complete. On the Richardson Motor scoreboard, you're listening to Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 101.9.
The Winter Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winter Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winter Circle.
1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Join the fantastic team at Ochoa Stucco. Full-time positions, on-the-job training, and competitive pay. Start a career in construction. Message Ochoa Stucco on Facebook or call 575-442-6745 to schedule an interview.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets, but I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there. To learn more, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 101.9. Top of the 6th inning, and the Centennial back to the plate, and it's 3, 4, and 5 in the order. Iceland Ortiz continues pitching for the Lady Tigers. She'll begin her 3rd inning of work here. And this is hit high in the air to center field. Chamberlain trying to park underneath it. She's got it in left center, or right center, I should say. And there is out number 1. She's been busy today out at center. Betancourt got into that pretty good, but I think underneath it just a tad, and then the wind started pushing it. Initially, I think it was straightaway center, and then the wind kind of pushed it closer to right center field there. So to bring in Amanda Valles, who has gotten into one today, she ripped a home run out to left center field, and a one-hopper back to Evans. That'll be 1-0. She also singled in a run in the 4th and was intentionally walked in the 1st. Centennial cleanup hitter has been a challenge today for the Lady Tigers. Here's the pitch. And she hits a ground ball right to Lunar. Toss on to first, and they're able to get the 2nd out. Ortiz has kind of gotten herself into a nice little groove here. She did give up the couple of runs in the 4th, but worked through some trouble in the 5th and has registered the first couple outs here in the top of the 6th inning. With Destiny Perez coming to the plate now, a walk, a single, and a pop out. 1 for 2. She also has an RBI. And she'll pop this one up. Should stay on the infield, and who's got it? Nobody's got it. That's a fair ball, I believe it is. No, is it a foul ball? It's a foul ball. Nobody touched it. Yeah, nobody touched it because I think it bounced and then it went into foul territory, right? No, I don't think it touched anybody. I think it hit into foul territory or hit in fair territory, and then the backspin on it pushed it into foul territory. I don't think anybody from Alamogordo touched it. Yeah. Well, that was a good call by the umpire, man. I thought Alamo needed to run over and get it. Nobody was able to get to it in time. Nobody touched it. And because of the backspin on it, it rolled in. I mean, that would be no different than a bunt that was put on the ground that spun into foul territory. That did the exact same thing. That's wild. I'm not sure I've ever seen that, to be honest, on a high pop-up, because it had so much backspin on it. It just rolled right into foul. I mean, it rolled all the way to the netting. It had that much backspin on it. And she'll shoot it out to right center field. Chamberlain makes a really nice diving attempt at it and kept her body in front of it, so it ended up not being extra bases there. I'll say it again, Addie Chamberlain has been very busy out in center field. That worked out okay. Courtesy runner comes in for Perez. That is Morelos again. And so Amaris Villegas comes to the plate now. Ground ball right back up the middle and stabbed at short by Kosum. She'll step on the bag at second, and the inning is over. So for a couple of consecutive innings, Lady Tigers have kept Centennial off the board. Now they got to find something on their half. We'll see if they can get the bats going. They'll have the top of the order when we return on the Richardson Motors scoreboard. It is Centennial 5, Alamogordo nothing. You're listening to Lady Tiger Fast Pitch on Alamo Sports and Talk.
To you for America Saves. April 7th through the 11th. Vehicle purchases or non-OFC refinance vehicles as low as 4.99% APR with no payments for 90 days. Personal loans as low as 7.99% APR. While online at OteroFCU.org. Limited time offer, new purchases or non-OFC refinance loans. All loans are subject to credit approval. Not all will qualify for lowest rate. Other restrictions may apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
Your success is our success. We belong to you.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. First pitch here at the bottom of the sixth inning is low and away to the leadoff hitter, Amani Kosum. She'll start off from the right-hand side here against Destiny Perez. She told me that usually she starts off in that left-hand batter's box to get an idea of a better look at some of the pitches and then flips around to the right-hand side. And Kosum going to get underneath this and send it into foul territory up the third side. And it evens up the count at 1-1. Came off the bat there pretty good, but you can tell it sort of got caught up in the wind. And Kosum will step back in and see if she can get it going here against Perez. Lady Tigers, I mean, they've still got some opportunities here. Top of the order if they can string together some hits. But a swing and a miss there from Kosum. And it's 1-2. And lots of credit to Perez in the way that she's pitched this evening. Hasn't been mowing them down with strikeouts or anything. She's, I think, got five strikeouts. But Lady Tigers can't make the contact they need to. Swing and a miss as she came up and in on Kosum, and there's one down. So bring up Maddie Ruiz, strikeout, ground out in her 2 tries. Steps in from the left-hand batter's box. And Perez ready to go. Here's the first pitch to Ruiz. And she actually ran through that. Pitch is going to miss high and outside, and it's 1-0. And the pitch. Showing bunt, got a piece of it, sent it foul behind home plate. And the count is 1-1. Chloe Lunar on the on-deck circle. She'll also get a chance to hit this inning. Chloe looking for her first hit, which you can say about almost everybody in the lineup for the Lady Tigers today. The 1-1. And a ground ball that will be picked up by the third baseman Garcia. She'll toss on to first. And there's 2 down. So it brings up Chloe Lunar, who has popped out and struck out in her 2 tries. And like I said, anything here, if anything here at the end of this game, just try to build a little bit of confidence heading into game 2. Don't know if Perez will be pitching again or if there's somebody different that'll get the ball in game 2 for Centennial. I think Vaya's pitched on Monday. I remember looking at the stats, I thought that's who it was, but swing and a miss from Lunar, and it's 0-1. Long shadows here as the sun kind of breaks in through the clouds every now and then. Not doing much to warm things up for the folks here in attendance. Hasn't stopped people from making their way out here tonight, though, as it's in the dirt and it's 1-1. And we are just a little bit wimpy here in New Mexico. So, I mean, it's not, again, not ridiculously cold, but just uncomfortable, I think is the way I would describe it. Bottom of the 6th, Centennial leading 5-0. Base is empty. They really haven't been threatened much in this game. Alamo had runners on second and third in the second inning. That was it. And then had a runner on first in the 4th. 2-1 the count to Lunar. Tried to go with an off-speed pitch, stayed high, and the count is 3-1. Alexis Rodriguez with the only hit of the day, standing in the on-deck circle. And watch that in there for a called strike. Again, went off speed, 3-2. So full count now for Lunar. Worked it to a full count in her last at-bat and eventually struck out. (3-2) is a ground ball and a diving grab. Throw to first won't be in time. Heck of an effort there by Jimenez, but give the infield single to Lunar. That was about as good as it gets from an infielder, to be honest. If she was able to get that, that would have been a spectacular play. The speed on the infield for the softball players that they have to, the ball is on you so quickly. So Alamo gets the base runner. It's one of those that could have easily been 2 bases if Jimenez doesn't make the play. That one's probably rolling out towards the wall. In there for a strike to Rodriguez. So I can safely say now that Alamogordo has a hit, because the one I gave to Rodriguez earlier could have certainly been construed as an error. So I think safely Alamogordo does have a hit now. The 0-1. Fouled off and out of play, 0-2 now. Lady Hawks will be looking for some insurance runs in the top half. Lady Tigers are just looking for something here to maybe turn up the pressure in the last couple innings here on Centennial. As the 0-2 to Rodriguez. Just gets a piece of it, sends it foul along the first base line, and we'll do it again. 2 outs and a runner on, bottom of the 6th. Lady Tigers trailing 5-0. And we will be on the air with game number 2, which we still got a ways to go here in this one, but we'll probably jump back on the air in about 20 minutes after game 1 is finished. 0-2. Outside it misses, maybe a touch hot, 1-2. And the pitch in the dirt. And no attempts from the Lady Tigers to try to steal in this game. And I gotta think that's respect to Kendra Martinez and realizing it's not really worth the risk. And at this point in the game, you need base runners. So there's really no point to try and risk it for a run here or there. 2-2. And this will be fouled off and out of play. And the count remains 2-2. I will say I do see some people standing out here in shorts and short sleeves, and I don't really know what's quite wrong with those people. As here comes the 2-2. Ground ball right back to the pitcher. Easy play for Perez, and the inning is over. Lady Tigers do pick up a hit, leave one on. No runs, no errors. And we go to the top of the 7th. Centennial will look to add on to their 5-0 lead on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. You're listening to Lady Tiger Fast Pitch here on Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
Did you know that First National Bank is the only locally owned and operated bank in Otero County? This is Deborah Romero, President and CEO of First National Bank. Our associates are the best. Not only do they provide great customer service, but they also serve in various roles with organizations in our community. They help at schools and even raise money for scholarships at NMSUA. Does your out-of-state bank or credit union care about our community like we do? Come see our friendly and knowledgeable associates today.
First National Bank, member FDIC.
The Winner Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winner Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winner Circle, 1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. Top of the 7th inning here for the Lady Tigers, and the Lady Hawks will send up their 7, 8, 9 hitters. Have been kept off the board here in the 5th and the 6th inning after 1 run in the 1st, 2 in the 3rd, and 2 in the 4th. And Addie Mocho with her 4th at-bat, 0 for 3. A couple of groundouts and a strikeout today. As Iceland Ortiz continues pitching and will miss on the first offering, and the count is 1-0. And you have Kiana Garcia, who's 3 for 3 out of that number 8 spot for Centennial today. The 1-0. Down and in, that misses, 2-0. And Brooklyn Milam is in the hole. She's 0 for 2. The 2-0. And again, misses 3-0. I'll be curious to see what Alamogordo decides to do pitching-wise in the second game. I would guess that Lunar is probably going to get the nod, but who knows? Might be Ortiz, who's pitched pretty well over the last few innings of this game. 3-1. Yeah, she's pitched 3 innings, has given up 2 runs. Or wait, no. Yes, that's correct. This is hit on a line to center field. This one might be out of here. Nope, right to the wall. Chamberlain will get to it. And, boy, surprise. They didn't want to test Chamberlain's arm there, I think, because I'm a little surprised that Mocha didn't get her way to second base there. I think she could have gotten there, but I guess the fact that went off the wall so quickly didn't necessarily risk it. And we'll see if maybe she tries to move up to second on the stolen base. But Kiana Garcia, who has had the number of all 3 Lady Tiger pitchers, she's singled off of Lunar, singled off of Rodriguez, swings and misses at this one, and then doubled off of Ortiz. So hasn't really mattered who's been in the circle for the Lady Tigers. She has been able to come up with a hit. Here comes the 0-1. And she sends this in the air to right field. And going back after it, and that is out of here. That's a home run. 2-run home run to right center field. 4 hits on the day for Kiana Garcia. And that one clears the right center field fence. And the Lady Hawks go up 7-0 here. Couple of hard hit balls there to begin the inning. One right to center field. I thought Mocha was going to get over, but that one was just below the lining on the top of the fence. And then that one just carried over the fence in the right center field. And so Brooklyn Milam will come to the plate now. And discussion between the home plate umpire now and the Centennial coach. And I don't know if that was another warning that he gave to the Centennial bench that time. I don't know if that had to do with the celebration at home plate or what exactly happened there. Huh. This is hit in the air to center field. Coming up on it and making the play is Chamberlain. And there's one down. And they brought in one of those backboards and hoops that you would put on your wall in your room and have a little Nerf ball that you throw into it. And they dunked that, and I don't know if that was it or if there was something else, if there was something said. Hard to know. Wasn't much to it, to be honest, but I don't know what the rules are on that in terms of like props at the high school level and doing things and celebrations. Alamo, I know the last couple of years they have like a hat they would put on somebody who hit a home run. Is Stevie Jimenez sends one back up the middle for a single. That was her first hit of the day. She was 0 for 3 before that one. Her 5th at-bat in this game. Centennial has gotten a lot of opportunities swinging the bat today. This Kendra Martinez will send this one over to short and off the backhand of the glove for Kosum and into the outfield. And so it is first and second here with one out, and right in the heart of the order with Aaliyah Betancourt. Betancourt is 0 for 2. She's reached on a walk and a hit by pitch, scored both those times. And her 5th at-bat of the day with a couple runners on now. Chopped and foul. So we are in the 7th inning. You can't get a mercy roll here because Alamo will be given the opportunity to bat in the bottom of the 7th. So Centennial can put as many runs as they can here on this side of the inning, and if it gets to 10, it doesn't make a difference. So Lady Tigers going to have to get out of this inning. Here comes the 0-1 from Ortiz. And a foul off. And, boy, Betancourt has unfortunately taken some lumps today. She took a hit by a pitch off of her right knee, and that one was off of her right thigh, it looks like, and she is trying to rub out the pain there. And, again, the temperature probably doesn't make that a whole lot better. 0-2. Fouls this one off and off the screen. And the count will stay 0-2. Yeah, but going back to the celebration home plate, I mean, I've seen different things. I don't know if that was it or not. Couldn't tell you. Fortunately, we don't usually get explanations for those things up here. So 0-2 in the dirt. And keeping in front of her there is Evans. And the count goes to 1-2. Amanda Baez waits in the on-deck circle. Home run, single, a couple RBIs for her. 1-2. Trying to get the drop ball to fall in. That will miss high. And the count moves down to 2-2. 1 out. Top of the 7th inning. And a 7-0 lead here for Centennial. The pitch. And that one will miss. Down and in, 3-2 the count. Ground ball and into the outfield for a base hit. And they will hold the runner at third. And the bases will be loaded. So 3 straight singles here. And the cleanup hitter for the Lady Hawks comes to the plate. Already with a home run today. And that pitch will miss down and in. Count is 1-0 here to Baez. And that pitch misses inside. 2-0. Ortiz ready to go. And this one hit high in the air to right field. All the way back towards the wall. And that one is out of here. So grand slam for Baez. I do not see the hoop with the basketball this time around, so I have to assume that must have been what that was about over the last one. And the second home run of the day for Amanda Baez clears the bases. (11-0) Centennial. And as I said, Alamo has to get out of this inning. They don't get the mercy roll here. 6 runs in the top of the 7th. And it'll be Destiny Perez coming to the plate. She singled twice, popped out, and grounded or walked as well. So she is 2 for 3. And that'll miss a little bit high. Counts 1-0. The pitch. Line right back. Ortiz couldn't get her glove up in time and deflects into the outfield. And it'll be another single. So that is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits in the inning. And Alamo seems to be no interest in changing up pitchers here. They're going to have Ice finish things off. And we are going to see a pinch hitter here as Leah Miranda will get a chance to hit. And I guess we are going to see a change in pitching now. So That'll be it for Ortiz. And looks like Alexis is going to come back in and pitch for the Lady Tigers. So Alexis, who pitched the second and the third inning, will return. Ortiz has pitched the fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. And again, raises the question of game two. Like I said, my guess is Chloe will probably get the nod. But we shall see. But it has been all Centennial here in this game. I'm trying to think back in this series in recent years. It's been, last year Alamogordo got 2 out of 3. We knew how much that meant at that point. And 2 years ago, I think Centennial, they swept 8-2, 9-1, 10-2. Like I said, Alamogordo won every other game in the district that year. And in there for a strike on the first offering to Villegas. Here the courtesy runner again, by the way, Morelos out there for Perez. Here comes the 0-1 to Miranda. And that'll miss low. Count evens up at 1-1. Alamo did get one win off of them maybe 3 seasons ago. That's in there for a called strike. And the count's 1-2. Gosh, I forgot Deming was in the district there for a little while. that was a while ago. That's low and outside, and that kicks away from Evans. The runner will advance. And so 2-2. And let's see, in the COVID shortened year, did we play full? Yeah, it was just one game apiece, and they were both one-run games that year that Centennial did win that year. It's fouled off and out of play. So no doubt Centennial's had the better of it overall, and last year had the last say in the state championship game, winning both that day. As here comes the 2-2, and a ground ball right side of the infield, and that's going to leak through. Run will score, and I think that's Ruiz that is at second at the moment. No, wait, that is Kosum. I don't know where they moved. Maddie's back out in center. And so another run comes in, and 12-0 now. And a ground ball, and that's into the outfield, and another base hit. And I can't tell if that was, that was Addie Mochis. There was no pinch hitter there. Addie actually started the inning with a single and came around and scored on the home run from Garcia, who, if she can hit a triple here, she would have the cycle. Swings and misses at the first pitch. And the 0-1. And this is shot in the left field, and that's another base hit. They will hold the runner at third. And it's the bases loaded now. Still with one out. The Lady Tigers just can't seem to find themselves an out at this point. And it misses down and in. Now, Lady Tigers going to have to find a way to reset. Going into the third game of the series. And hard hit here, foul by Milam. And the count evens up at 1-1. This is the 12th batter of the inning for Centennial. 7 runs home. And the 1-1's in there for a strike, and it's 1-2. And that one lined right to Chloe Lenar. She'll grab it. Trying to get over the bag at third to get the double play. Unable to do so. But the Lady Tigers do get the second out. And Stevie Jimenez, who singled earlier in this inning, will come to the plate. 13th batter of the inning for the Lady Hawks. Still the bases loaded now with 2 outs. And that'll hop back to Evans, who keeps it in front of her. 1-0 the count. And in the dirt outside. And the count is 2-0. The pitch. Pickoff throw to third. Runner will get back in time. But the pitch misses again, and it's now 3-0 to Jimenez. Alexis Rodriguez pitching for the Lady Tigers. Her second go of it here in this game. And gets a called strike, and it's 3-1. Into the line and the pitch. Shot into left center field. That'll get down for 2 bases and make clear all the runners here. Now they'll hold up at third, but 2 more runs come across. 2 RBI double for Jimenez. And it's now 14-0 Centennial. And it'll bring up Kendra Martinez. 6th at bat of the day. And that'll be in there for a strike. Counts 0-1. And a breaking pitch that misses inside. Or a drop ball, rather. 1-1. And again, lined out in the gap in right center field this time. 1 run has scored, and the second run will score as well. And so tack on another 2. So that's 11 runs home in the inning. And this is ripped to left field, and that is all the way to the wall. And 2 more bases advanced for each one, second and third, and another double. And Lady Tigers just can't seem to get this final out. As Amanda Valles will come to play already with 2 home runs, 6 RBIs on the day. And Alamogordo is going to call time. And I don't know if we're going to see another pitching change here. Or just trying to settle things down and get this final out. Obviously, the game result is more than decided at this point, but we'll see if they can get it here against probably the most dangerous hitter in the Centennial lineup. And she rips this out to left field. I think that's going to be foul. It is. But I got to be honest, Centennial is just teeing off right now. I mean, everything is hard hit, into gaps, out to the wall. It is 0-1 to Valles. And that'll be fouled off, 0-2. And I'm sure that's kind of the deal for Centennial. They're just going up there and swinging. I mean, they know that they've got this game, so, don't need to be quite as selective on pitches. But Via's very nearly had her third home run there. And we'll see what we get on the 0-2. Ground ball, and that gets into the outfield. She'll pick up another RBI, and another run will score. So it's at the corners, and Destiny Perez will come to the plate. She has 3 hits. This is fouled off and out of play. 0-1 the count. Well, it's a 5-0 game coming into this inning, and top of the 7th, we've seen 12 runs plated for Centennial. And Perez will hit this in the air to right field. Charging on it, not able to make the play. 1 run will score. And it'll be runners to the corner still. Bedencourt. Scores the run. And this is hit hard into the foul territory. Good effort there from, I think that's Chamberlain again. She tried to get there in foul territory in the first base side, but not able to get there. It'll be a strike on Villegas. 18th hitter of the inning for Centennial. And it's one of those things, because it's a top half of the inning, this would happen regardless of, where we were in the game in the 5th and the 6th, because Alamo still has to get a chance to bat. So misses high on the pitch, 1-1. And we do have one more to play tonight. Lady Tigers have got to try to forget about this game. And again, misses. 2-1. And a ground ball. Kosum's got it. Toss on to first. And the inning does end there. So the Lady Tigers will come up to bat, and we'll see what happens in the bottom of the 7th. But all Centennial, 18-0 on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. You're listening to Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
Looking to transform your home's exterior? Meet Rudy Ochoa. With years of experience in stucco, Rudy and his crew deliver quality craftsmanship and stunning flawless finishes. 575-442-6745.
We are the Veterans Health Administration, and our hands provide life-changing care to over 9 million veterans across more than 1,200 facilities nationwide. Join hands with us to make an impact in your community. Learn more at vacareers.va.gov.
Join OFCU for America Saves. April 7th through the 11th. Vehicle purchases or non-OFC refinance vehicles as low as 4.99% APR with no payments for 90 days. Personal loans as low as 7.99% APR. Apply online at oterofcu.org. Limited time offer, new purchases or non-OFC refinance loans. All loans are subject to credit approval. Not all will qualify for lowest rate. Other restrictions may apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
Your success is our success. We belong to you.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard, or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. It's the bottom of the 7th. Centennial plating 13 runs at the top half of the Seventh inning has got them in front 18-0. It was, certainly Centennial was in control. It was 5-0 going to the top of the seventh, but obviously it's gotten very much out of control now. And Melissa Bautista at the plate. Count is even 1-1 to her. And the entire order for Centennial came up to the plate 6 times in this game. This is the third at-bat here for Bautista. As here comes the 1-1. And that is high and outside. 2-1 here to the lefty Bautista, and then it'll be Evans and Ortiz for Alamogordo. Lined hard, and it'll be fouled 2-2 up the third base line. That's one of the positives of this situation is, hey, you get another chance to start at 0-0 in about 30 minutes, and if you can grab a win out of this doubleheader, you can at least have that positive and look towards the rest of the district season. As a swing and a miss from Bautista. And she is down on strikes, 0 for 2 on the day for her. And I'll bring up Haley Evans now. Strikeout and a pop out for her. That'll miss high. Count is 1-0. Destiny Perez has been very good in this game. Still has only allowed 2 hits, no runs, and has had the better of the Alamogordo lineup. And this is hit hard out to right field. That is a foul ball as it's just to the right of that first base foul line. Almost had it out in the corner for 2 bases. One of the better contact off the bat this evening for the Lady Tigers. So Evans back to the plate here. As here comes the 1-1. Fouled off and back to the screen. We're going to go ahead and send you to ESPN Radio once this one is over. And thanks to Otero Federal Credit Union, we'll do a full post game at the end of game 2. Not really a whole lot to recap positively here for the Lady Tigers here in game 1. So as the 1-2 is on the way. And she softly hits a ground ball to short. Throw on to first is in time. And there's 2 down. And it'll bring up Iceland Ortiz. And you certainly have to believe that Coach Reyes was choosing to save Chloe for game 2 and keep her fresh. And Chloe's thrown a lot of innings this season. She, a 4-game tournament over in Artesia, 5-game tournament in Rio Rancho. So, certainly for a freshman, fatigue could certainly be at least an aspect of it. So you try to, and I mean, so for the most part in this game, Alexis and Ice kept Alamogordo in it. It was a 5-0 game. If Alamo had gotten some hits going on the other side, I mean, different story. Ground ball, nice diving stab by Garcia at third, toss on to first, and this one is over. 18-0, Centennial gets the win. Again, thanks to our sponsors, Otero Federal Credit Union, Ochoa Stucco, First National Bank, and the Winner's Circle, and a thank you to Richardson Motor Company. Richardson Motor scoreboard, 18-0, Centennial gets the win, and we will send you to ESPN Radio for about 20 minutes. And we'll jump back on the air. If you're listening to us on the Alamo Sports YouTube channel, there is a second link on the YouTube channel that you can find to listen to the broadcast. So just be aware of that. You can check that out and listen to us that way for game number 2. So just be awares. So again, your final score, 18-0 on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. Centennial beats Alamogordo. Game 2 coming up about 20 minutes here on Alamo Sports and Talk. Should be on the air right at about 8 o'clock for Game 2.
Hi, this is Cambry Seiling, Executive Director of Kids Inc. Child Advocacy Center. Kids Inc. serves child victims and their non-offending caregivers by providing services through a comprehensive, child-focused approach in a safe, neutral environment. By bridging the gaps between law enforcement, children, youth, and families, prosecutors, and service providers during an investigation, Kids Inc. reduces the number of times a child has to be re-traumatized by retelling their story. For more information about Kids Inc., contact us at 575-214-2558.
Holloman Happiness, keeping you up to date with news and information throughout the Tularosa Basin.
The 49th Wing here at Holloman Air Force Base has 3 priorities: mission,